Hey everybody, welcome to the third episode of the Filmtastic4 podcast. I'm your host KB, joined by my wonderful co-hosts Caleb, Jalen, and Sean. How are you guys?
Doing
Doing
good.
good.
Not too bad.
How's your week been going?
Surprisingly pretty good. College been it took a little chill pill on me this time. I had a lot of free time. I plan on watching more movies because I have not been watching. I barely watched 10 movies this month, sadly, but we're gonna change that. I feel like I'm getting more free time, so we gonna get on it.
That's good.
Yeah, I think we're all lacking with the movie watching.
I'm not.
You're making up for all of us.
This month, I've hit 35 this month.
Nice.
And
Gotta
a lot
clap
of
it
those,
up.
I would
Jesus,
say
alright.
about 3/4 of those are horror. So I
That's
was
good.
guessing. I wrote down a whole list of them, and I think I've knocked off like 12 off that. So I did pretty good.
35 is a lot for still a few days left in the month as well.
Mhm.
I
That's pretty
know,
good.
and I'm worried because when I drop, like I usually on TikTok, I'll just do like add the pictures of all the movies I've watched, and it only goes up to 34. So I think this month I'll probably just like talk about each one really
Yeah.
quick.
Yeah. I guess you could do a video version where you just like kind of do like split them into like a shorter section. But
Mhm.
yeah, I was watching a lot of films at the start of the month, but it's slowed down a bit. I've been watching a bit more TV shows. I started watching Mike Flanagan's new TV show, The Fall of the House of Usher, and I'm really enjoying that so far. I've also been watching Gen V each week. That's been
Yeah.
really good. Really
Same.
enjoying that.
Shinbi's been good.
And then I saw Khalil of the Flower Moon on Friday too. I know Jalen and Caleb saw it too, and KB is seeing it this weekend.
Let's go.
It was amazing.
It was
Marty
great.
does not miss. I also got a tattoo on the weekend, so
Nice.
New Ink was pretty good. So yeah, it's been a decent week. Work hasn't been too busy, and I'm looking forward to seeing David Fincher's new film, The Killer, tomorrow.
Yeah.
So
Oh wait, that's
yeah,
tomorrow for you?
for me, it comes out here tomorrow. Yeah, it's a limited release though because it's on Netflix. I think
Mhm.
on November 7th, I think, or it might come out later. I'm not too sure, but it's
Yeah, it's something like that.
it's not in Cineworld, so I have to actually spend money to see it.
Hmm.
So unlimited is
It's gonna be
there.
worth it though.
Oh, it's definitely gonna be worth it.
Hmm.
Yeah, for me, it's been kind of a just regular week, just work. Yesterday, I did a watch party with Raiders, our Lost podcast. We watched Scream, so that was a ton of fun. And then tomorrow, or no, Saturday, I'm going to a concert. I'm going to see Kenny Hoopla. He's a rock artist. He does like pop punk, um, and he's like Travis Barker's like protege right now.
Oh,
So I'm super hyped about that.
that's
But
pretty
other
cool.
than that, oh, and then Texans are playing Sunday because we had a bye week last week. So I'm hyped about that. But other than that, just kind of a regular week.
Yeah, for me, it's just been work, work, work. Last weekend, I went to see 50 Cent and Busta Rhymes in concert, which was one of the best experiences of my life.
Oh shit!
Busta Rhymes is actually one of the funniest, like the funniest artists I've ever seen in concert.
Really?
And 50 Cent is just 50 Cent.
Yeah.
I'd say that was class.
Yeah.
I'd love to see either one of them, but especially 50 Cent.
Mm-hmm. That's his last tour, apparently.
Really?
Yeah. It's
Oh,
the
wow.
20th anniversary of the album Get Rich or Die Trying, and he's marketing it as his last tour.
Okay.
You never know. Everyone markets their tours as the last tour.
Yeah.
The next year, you'll see them touring again.
Mm-hmm.
So hopefully, it's not his last, but we'll see.
Hopefully. But he is getting up there in age a little bit.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Knees not gonna be working the same to be on that stage.
Well, for 55, I think 55-year-old man, he had the moves. Getting lap dances on stage, dropping in from up, down to the stage. Like for a 55-year-old man, he looked really good.
I mean, yeah, he's still pretty ripped. So
Yeah, he's in decent shape.
Yeah.
But question real quick, have y'all been watching Loki?
I was just gonna.
No, I
have.
actually haven't. You
Yeah,
have?
I
Is it
haven't
good?
got to it.
I
I
have a
just
soft
started. I forgot
spot
to
for
mention I
Loki,
haven't
so
watched TV
I'm
shows.
gonna say it's good. Sorry.
I rock with it. It's getting
Mhm.
progressively better. It's not like slow and boring. I understand like with Secret Wars, people saying like, "Oh, it's so slow." I don't care. But Loki for me, that was my favorite MCU show. So season 2, it picks up the stuff, and I'm rocking with it. It's only like 3 episodes so far, so I'll definitely say check it out. I was watching that, and I started watching Chucky season 3. I'm rocking with that too.
How
I feel
many
like I watched
episodes
another
of
show, but I can't
Loki is
remember.
there? How many episodes is it
3
so
right
far?
now.
Okay.
3,
So it
but the
shouldn't be
4th
too
one's
hard to
dropping
catch.
today, I believe.
Okay,
Yeah.
shouldn't be too hard to catch up then.
Yeah.
Does Gen V drop tonight too?
Yes. So Friday, yeah, that should be good.
Hyped for that.
The last episode is quite short.
Yeah.
It's like only 35 minutes, I think.
Oh
But
wow.
the series has been very good so far.
It's been really good.
Definitely better than I expected, to be honest.
Yeah, it was kind of. I didn't know how it was gonna go.
I was worried about it at first because I know they were kind of they took the piss out of themselves before saying, oh, like all these the spin-off shows or spin-off movies they make in The Boys, and they kind of did it to themselves. But it's been really good so far.
Hmm
Mhm.
It's like I wouldn't say it's quite as good as The Boys, but that's
No.
totally okay because
Yeah,
I
Yeah.
personally think The Boys. I mean, The Boys might be like my favorite show ever.
I
So it
think
can't top
it's
it,
up
but
there.
it's still like it's top notch, and then that's like just a level below
Yeah, I agree.
because it's still insane.
But I heard it is better than The Boys in some aspects. I haven't seen either, so I don't know. But I heard that in some aspects, Gen V is better than The Boys. I don't know what, I don't know where. I just heard that, and I'm throwing it.
Um,
I'd have to wait and see until it's finished the first season. Really, it's hard to say right now.
yeah,
They're quite different. But yeah,
I think maybe for a season one, it it's like on the same level.
Mm-hmm.
Season one, The Boys compared to
Mhm.
that,
Okay.
but then season two of The Boys is like one of my favorite seasons like ever.
yeah.
I
Mhm.
think, and then I know a lot of people love season three, so some people would say that's the best, but I would still go with the second season still the best because I love the finale of season two.
Oh yeah,
I gotta
100%.
go with that one.
Seasons of The Boys are there?
Three.
3. Okay. It's going to be easy to catch up, hopefully.
Yeah,
Eight episodes apiece.
yeah.
Perfect.
They're like around. They're an hour long, aren't they? I think around that.
Yeah, something like that.
Maybe a bit shorter.
40-ish, 50.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's good. I can easily binge it. Next week, I have a long weekend,
okay.
so I might do that next week.
Yeah.
Nice.
And then I'll be able to understand what you guys say. Because I always feel like I'm left out whenever it's about horror or The Boys. So I need to get on that. Enjoy
And
it.
that's something. Once you get on it, you'll binge it. Like
Yeah, 100%.
you're that's all you're gonna be thinking about because it's insane. I when I describe that to people, kind of like Game of Thrones or like that, every episode feels like a finale,
Mhm.
and not a lot of shows are like that.
Yeah.
I mean, you could watch half of the season and just be like, "What? This is insane," because they're trying to shock you like every episode.
Hmm.
All right, so I have plans now for my long weekend. That's great.
Mm-hmm. Best plans you can make.
Should we get into the spooky surprise?
Let's do it.
All right, so I prepared a quick Halloween themed quiz for you guys since as I said, I'm always left out of anything related to horror and Halloween. So I'm the curator of the quiz this time, and I'm going to see how much you know about Halloween movies and horror movies. So we have some multiple choice questions and some normal questions. For the multiple choice questions, I'm going to ask you to write down your answer and show it to me. And then for the regular answers, whoever answers first gets the point. And it's 1 point for each question. All right?
All right.
Mm-hmm.
First question is a multiple choice question. So I'm going to need your pens and your papers ready.
Pens, paper.
Nice.
Beetlejuice one. This is the close notebook I could find, but it worked out.
All right. First question. Which actor has never played Count Dracula in a movie? Adam Sandler, Gary Oldman, Sir Christopher Lee, and Tom Cruise.
All right, I got my answer.
Look at mine.
Yeah.
All right. 3, 2, 1.
Can you see that?
No.
I have
Oh,
Tom Cruise.
Tom Cruise.
And Sean?
Oh, mine's mirrored. Gary Oldman.
All right. So the correct answer was Tom Cruise.
Hey. See, I knew for sure it wasn't Gary Oldman because he played in the
Bram Stoker's Dracula.
Coppola's. Yeah,
I've never seen that.
I've never seen
Well,
it, but I just.
Laurent, you
what,
said
what is
they-
the point system?
So you both get 1 point.
Okay. All right, cool.
Laurent, you said they had to play Dracula. I'm like, that's where you got us.
Yeah, you said
Because-
so many guys, so I was like, so then I was like, maybe he's talking about vampires, and then Adam Sandler, of course, Hotel Transylvania.
Hotel Transylvania.
That was supposed to be a trick.
I didn't catch on until the middle of it. I was like, Dracula? Oh.
Dude, I remember also when he played like the Dracula character on SNL.
Oh, I've never seen that.
Dude, it's so funny. He looks like the character in Hotel Transylvania. He probably did it off of that, I'm guessing.
Nice.
But
I'll have to check that one out.
and then I was like, this may be a trick question because Tom Cruise was in the Interview with a Vampire.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why I didn't pick that one. I thought.
But I was like, I don't think he's Dracula in that movie.
Yeah.
So that was a good one.
Thanks. Next question. Who is Michael Myers' mask based on? Meryl Streep, Mike Myers, William Shatner, and Robert De Niro. Do you want me to repeat the answers?
I got it.
Yeah, I'm just kind of going out on a limb on this one.
All right. Do we have our answers ready?
Yeah.
3, 2, 1.
Captain Kirk.
William Shatner.
Yes.
Ah, fuck.
Captain
It-
Kirk is the more correct answer, but I'll accept William Shatner as well.
Is that what you did too, Sean?
No.
I was playing.
Who did you choose?
Mike Myers,
Oh,
the comedian.
well, see, I was like, Mike Myers wasn't a thing, right? In the 70s?
No.
I have no idea.
He was probably still in high school, probably.
I was just, and I was like, there's no way it's Robert De Niro. I was like, William Shatner, it just feels right. Like, that feels so random.
There's a joke in Baby Driver, I believe, about
Yeah.
they wanted Michael Myers masks for robbery, and the guy got Mike Myers masks instead.
Yeah.
That's a good joke.
Yeah. All right. Third question. Not a multiple choice one. Which film has the quote, "Do you like horror movies?"
Scream.
Yes.
Oh,
Yeah, let's go.
Finally on the
I'm
board.
always writing down.
yeah, that's what I thought too for a second. I was waiting for you to say the multiple choice.
Oh, no, I said this one is not a multiple choice.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, sorry.
That's my bad. Well, Sean needed a point, so.
Yeah, I did.
All right. Keeping with quotes, fourth question is, which film has "The power of Christ compels you"?
The Exorcist.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
All right.
Jalen's winning
Next.
now.
Yeah. 3 for Jalen, 2 for Caleb, and 1 point for Sean. Next question. Again, not a multiple choice question, so when you get the answer, just shout it
Okay.
out. What movie is the highest grossing Stephen King remake?
It.
Yes.
Nice.
I should have knew that.
I was like thinking really quick, and I was like, I remember that being like a box office like phenomenon.
Yeah.
I mean, I was in high school when it happened, so.
All right, perfect. Next question. This one's going to be a normal question, but if you don't get it, I can give you multiple choice questions.
Okay.
So, in the original Nightmare on Elm Street movie, what is Nancy's address?
Something Elm Street.
I don't know
I
anyway.
don't know.
All right, I'm going to give you 4 options.
Okay.
2352 Elm Street, 1428 Elm Street, 1111 Elm Street, and 1313 Elm Street. I'm going to have to ask you to write your answers down.
Can we do like ABC?
Yes. So I'm going to say them again.
Yeah.
2352 Elm Street, 1428 Elm Street, 1111 Elm Street, and 1313 Elm Street.
All right, I got it.
I got mine too.
Yeah.
3, 2, 1.
B.
I said A.
I said A.
The correct answer is B.
Oh,
Hey, dude, I was like, I don't know why. I wanted to say 1313, but then I was like, there's
Yeah.
something about 1428 that's like ringing. It was a good guess, I guess. I don't know.
Very good guess.
All right, now I'm in the lead. Let's go.
We'll see if that's going to last. Next
Yeah.
question. This question has 2 possible answers. So I'm going to give you 2 choices, and you're going to have to write down one of the answers.
Okay.
We dare you not to say his name 5 times as a quote from Beetlejuice or Candyman.
Right or say?
Write it.
Okay.
I got mine.
3, 2, 1.
Am I on the camera? Candyman.
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 Yeah.
You all get a point.
I just watched that recently, so.
I
Something
haven't
else.
seen the original. I've seen the remake though that came out last year, was it, or the year before?
2020.
It was like 2021.
Yeah.
It came out during the pandemic.
Yeah.
Because I remember renting it in Redbox. I would say the original is better.
Yeah,
It
I
is.
presume.
The remake is still good though, and I want to revisit it after watching the original because supposedly that's not a remake; it's like a direct
It's a
sequel.
Oh, okay.
And that's why Tony Todd is in it, I guess. But I always would be like, man, the Candyman, the remake or the direct sequel is pretty. Legacy sequel is pretty good. But then after watching the original, I'm like, it's superior for sure.
I like the Legacy sequel a little bit less when I rewatched it last year, but it was still a good watch.
They went in a different direction, which I think worked. But I think they're both really good, though. I think some people hated on it a little too much.
Definitely. Just like every remake.
Yeah.
Sometimes warranted, but this time,
Yeah.
no.
People generalize usually, so
Yeah,
that's why there's people like us talking about movies on the internet.
exactly.
All right, next question. How many Oscar nominations did The Exorcist get?
6.
No.
I'm gonna say 0.
No.
Oh,
We say
right.
winter nominations.
5.
I guess I
Sorry? Nomination.
5.
You said 5?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the wrong answer.
Oh wow.
Okay,
Dude,
I'm giving you 4 options. 8, 9, 10, and 11. Write it down.
Dang, I was not even thinking that high.
What the hell?
all right, I got mine.
Yeah.
All right. 3, 2, 1.
I say 9.
I say 8.
8.
Well, I'm sorry to break it to you. It's 10 Oscar noms.
See, I was thinking 10 was a little too high, but
Dude, that's
It's kinda
crazy.
Jesus.
10?
For
Yeah.
a horror movie too.
Yeah, they don't respect horror anymore.
No.
I mean, I feel like that's probably one of the only ones that really got that recognition, though.
Mhm.
Besides
And
maybe
Silence
like,
of the
I
Lambs.
guess Silence of the Lambs. Count that as horror.
Elevated.
I know that. I thought I was being smart by saying 0. I like how you thought. Like you were, what'd you say?
Got my
fine.
hopes up.
Yeah, I'm tricking you guys today. All right, so Johnny Depp's film debut was
A Nightmare on Elm Street.
okay. What did you say, Jalen?
A Nightmare on Elm Street.
Okay, so I think Jalen said it before Caleb.
I don't know.
I'm gonna tell you that.
In replay.
I'm gonna give the point to Jalen right now, but I'm gonna have to review it later on.
I guess we're tied now.
Yes, and Sean is winning right now with 2 right answers. Don't worry, I would have gotten 0 so far if I was playing. All right, this question is not a multiple choice, so just shout the answer. Who plays Hannibal Lecter on TV?
Mads
Mad
Mikkelsen.
Milk.
Yes, Caleb gets the point.
I got it back. Let's go, baby.
This, not a multiple choice, just shout the answer. How many Nightmare on Elm Street movies are there?
9, 8.
Yeah.
8.
9.
Oh, I got it right the first time. Oh.
I had no idea.
Yeah, I didn't have a
All
clue.
last
I've only
year.
seen one, and that's
Watched them all.
Oh, they are
Oh.
not favorite. It's not a favorite series, but I did it for the culture.
I like
respect
Freddy
that.
Krueger, so I'll probably dive into more of him at some point.
Mm-hmm.
I like his long, noodly arms.
All right, not a multiple choice question. Shout the answer. In what movie does Sarah Jessica Parker play a witch?
Hocus
Hocus
Pocus.
Pocus.
That was really close. Oh my god.
Give them about half a point.
I feel like, but I'm saying it quicker though. Like I was Hocus Pocus.
But if he's starting the answer and you're finishing quicker,
Yeah, that's like
Half and half.
half
Hey,
and half.
if you're not first, you're last.
Technically, I started first.
yeah, that's
Exactly.
true.
So he is first. I don't know.
Okay.
I'll just give you both half points.
All right, so 6.5. That's what I have.
Yes, both of you.
Okay.
All right. What's the name of the main character in Halloween Town? Shout it.
Marnie.
Yes.
There we go.
Yes.
I never really watched that, so
No, neither did I.
I need to revisit
missed
them. I've
out
seen
on
since
a lot.
fifth grade. Halloween Town. That
I've
was that
seen it a
series.
couple times, but I wouldn't have known. You put a gun to my head.
All right. Multiple choice. Who plays the main characters in Twitches? Option 1, Tia and Tamara Mari. Option 2, Dylan and Cole Sprouse. Option 3, Mary Kate and Ashley Olsen.
For fuck's sake.
And what was the show or movie called?
Twitches.
Twitch.
I need to watch that again.
I got mine.
I got
We
mine
all
too.
ready? Sean?
Yeah.
All right. 3, 2, 1.
Tia
I got-
and Tamara.
I got A.
And Sean?
B.
B. So
I didn't even know who was B. Who's B?
the right answer was A.
Mm-hmm.
Let's go.
Let's go.
I think
Which
I've
is
heard
be
of
those
those before.
movies?
I've never seen that, but then when you said the names again, they're
Mhm.
the twins that played on. I've seen them in something else, and then I
Yeah.
can see the cover of them,
Mhm.
but I knew it wasn't Mary Kate and Ashley or the Sprouse brothers because I was
Yeah.
like, it can't be.
Imagine the Spouse Brothers in a magic movie.
Ben, I need one more, man. He's up by a point.
Yes, he's up by a point. All right. What's the name of the lake in Friday the 13th? Shout it.
Like Blood. Not tripping. Oh, I'm stupid. Crystal Lake.
Lake.
Crystal Lake.
Yes,
But I said it first.
you did. Okay, I didn't hear that. So, Sean, can you help me here?
Also, he had
I
his first
didn't.
guess too.
Yeah, I did. Like, I only heard Jalen talk.
Once
But
he has a first guess, I should be able to say one
If
of us
you-
should be able to
if-
say
Hey.
the guess
All right,
I
true.
didn't say it wrong. I said the wrong thing at first.
that's
because
true.
he said it and then I was waiting,
Yeah.
and then
Yeah,
That's
that's
fine.
true.
All right,
Yeah.
fair enough. Fair enough.
It's
So
getting
you both
competitive in
have-
here. It's getting very competitive.
Yeah.
I'm sitting back. You guys take
Don't
it for
wanna
the
do
lead.
Me?
So yeah, we'll do that. If you shout out your guess and it's wrong, we'll wait for Khalil
Yeah.
to say it, and then me or Sean or me and Jalen get a shot.
Okay. I'm guessing it's you and Jalen. I'm sorry, Sean. All right. When was Saw released?
2004.
Yes.
Mm.
Ironic.
Sheesh.
I knew it had to
That's
be like
great.
early 2000. Yeah, is it Jigsaw on it? Jigsaw on it?
Yeah.
Nice.
All right. Where does Rosemary's Baby take place?
New York.
Yes.
I would have never knew
All
that.
right.
I've
Let's
never
go.
seen it. I don't know.
I watched that this month. Amazing movie.
Still gotta check that out.
All
Do you
right.
see the comparisons with Hereditary that people say? Not
really.
like the story, but maybe like some
Visually?
elements of it.
Mm,
Because a lot of people like to compare those two.
No, for me, not really. Surprisingly, no, not really.
Yeah, I've only seen Hereditary, so I can't
Yeah.
compare.
Mhm.
I would have never assumed those to be related in any way, in all honesty.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't either, especially hearing kind of what Rosemary Baby's about. I'm like,
Yeah.
that doesn't really correlate, but I've never seen it, so
We'll have to watch it. Both
maybe
of us.
the mother son relationship or something. I don't know.
All right. Next question. What is the title bestowed on Danny at the end of Midsummer?
At the end of what?
Midsummer.
I know it, but I don't.
Queen.
Wait,
No.
I have a piece. I don't know the. I don't know.
Oh, wait.
I said mine anyway. So
Sean said
Is
half
it-
the answer.
Is it Queen May?
It's May Queen.
Oh,
So I think I'm gonna give
okay.
you half a point, and I'm gonna give Sean a quarter.
Give me all the points.
A quarter.
oh, the May
Yes.
Queen. Yeah, because I was like Queen May, and then I
Yeah.
was because
Queen May.
I said it, but I was like, that still doesn't sound right. And I was like, oh, the May Queen. Yeah.
I'm gonna give you half a point, and Sean, you get a quarter of a point.
Yes.
Actually, you get half a point. That's fine.
Even better.
Yeah.
I was thinking something with mother.
At first, I thought you were talking about the boyfriend, so I was like,
Yeah, I'm
I
like,
have
Danny.
no idea. The
He
bear.
did.
Bear man.
But then I was like, oh, Danny is Florence Pugh. So.
All right. So you just canceled out my next question, which was gonna be, in what animal is the boyfriend stuffed?
Oh wow.
Wow.
I think I should get that point.
The question was not asked, so the answer and the point shall not be given. What's the name of the hotel in The Shining?
Overlook Hotel.
Yes.
I've seen that movie twice, but I wouldn't have known.
hmm
I mean, that
I've never seen
sounds
it.
right after you say it, but
That's an answer I would have gotten, to be honest.
really?
Yeah.
Nice. Do you like The Shining a lot?
Like when it comes to horror movies, it's pretty high compared to other ones for me.
Yeah, I have it top 10. For sure.
Are you okay?
Just had a little hiccup, you know.
Drink some water, hold your breath, stand upside down, and you'll be fine.
Yeah, plank upside down on the wall right now.
Ain't doing all that. Gonna make this TV fall over.
So how many questions we got left, Khalil? I gotta
3 questions. All right. So I want you to tell me the thing or the person in common between these 3 movies: The Purge, Sinister, and The Black Phone.
Blumhouse.
Ethan Hawke.
Ethan Hawke is the right answer.
Dude, I said that. I was like, "There's no BS. I gotta say it quick." Wait, so Sinister, The Purge. Oh, okay, yeah. Because at first I was thinking, all I thought was The Black Phone, and then I was like, Sinister, and I was like, Ethan Hawke. But
I didn't know he was in The Purge.
Yeah, he's the dad in The Purge. He's like the guy who sets up the home security for the whole neighborhood.
Oh, okay.
I really like the first Purge. I think it's good.
I haven't seen it since in theaters.
Yeah.
I need to revisit it.
I think most horror franchises, it's still the best. Even though The Purge Anarchy is pretty good.
Yeah, I'm scared of watching all of these, so I have no opinion to give.
I haven't seen
Although I
it in
like
years.
Ethan.
You like what? Ethan Hawke?
Yeah, that's all I can say.
I mean, he's pretty sinister in The Black Phone.
Oh yeah, Jesus.
A grabber.
I wish we could have gotten more of him though.
Yes, definitely.
Definitely should have been
Or
given
at
those
least
more.
maybe they had planned like a backstory or something. I mean, I
think
know a lot
it's-
of people don't like that, but it's like we didn't get enough of him in the movie.
Yeah. But I think it's getting a sequel, right?
Really?
Maybe I'm lying. I don't know. Maybe Twitter lied to me.
The White Phone.
2 more questions left. So, Jermaine Clement plays a vampire in which movie or
What
franchise?
We Do in the Shadows. I'm sorry. I should let you finish.
Correct.
What are the points on at the minute? Like for both of them.
So Sean has.
You can skip past me.
Oh, wow.
All right.
I have 10 for what I have down.
You have 10. And Jalen has 11 and a half. So the last question is worth 10 points.
Oh, wow.
Okay.
Sean, you can still win.
No, I can't.
You really could.
Or yeah, how many points do you have though? Like 2, 3?
3.5. Actually,
3.5,
so
so-
let's make it fair. Sean, I'm sorry you're gonna be.
Yeah, I know.
I'm gonna make. Okay, so
No, I'll stay out of this because obviously it's between them two. Then
all right. So that's an easy question right now. So you just need to be quick with your answer.
Mm-hmm.
What type of ice cream is used to designate Edgar Wright's trilogy?
Cornetto.
And we have a winner.
I didn't even know what you were gonna say.
When you say ice cream, like ice
Is
cream?
Cornetto
horror
ice cream?
Fuck hell.
Is Cornetto ice cream?
I guess
Yeah.
so. In the UK, probably.
Yeah, it
right.
is. Cornettos are lovely.
So it's just a European thing?
I don't know. We have it in Lebanon too, and we're not in Europe.
Oh.
So I don't
It's just
know.
a not
Have you
American.
guys? You've never had a cornetto before, no?
I only know it because
You're
of
missing out.
The ice cream cone with the wrapper.
like I've seen it in the movie, but like I've never
Yeah.
seen it in person. They need to
Pretty
come
much.
out.
It was close.
I actually had one yesterday.
Really?
Yeah.
Now let's get
All
on
right.
it.
So congratulations, Jalen, on winning our first trivia night. You win nothing. I'm sorry.
My favorite thing ever.
I have no gifts to give you
He
today.
wins bragging rights.
Yeah,
This was a gift enough being here.
perfect.
Dude, it got competitive. I didn't think it was getting competitive like that.
Yeah.
And then I was like, okay, hold up. Wait. Khalil is automatically giving points to to Jalen with no justice.
Actually, now that I'm thinking about it, no, never mind.
Oh wow.
I was thinking about that controversial question, but then I remember Jalen was up by 1.5 points and not 1 point. So even if we gave that to Caleb, Jalen would still be up.
I took a good L.
All right, so right now, I think it's time to talk about our hot takes.
Ooh.
So I guess I will start off. So this is a fresh hot take that I thought of because I watched it 2 days ago. I have a hot take that says the Texas Chainsaw Massacre remake is better than the original.
100% true.
I'm not going to take away.
What?
I'm not going to take away from the first.
What?
Because the first one is iconic, obviously, but
What
I'm
am I hearing?
I'm mostly okay. Look. The ending, like everything with the ending of the first one, that is the only reason why I gave that movie a 3.5. Okay, but if we're judging off the first half of both movies, I thought Texas Chainsaw Massacre, the original, was boring. So boring. I was like, this is what people are like going crazy about?
I gotta agree with you.
Just the way the remake was made with the girl getting in the car and then bop, I was like, this is way more like engaging than the original.
Wait, am I thinking of the same?
What's the name? The one with Jessica Biel?
Yeah, the one with Jessica Biel. Yeah.
2003.
That remake.
Oh, you thought the Netflix one?
No,
okay,
I didn't think the Netflix. No one's gonna take that over.
Yeah. I'm talking
I
about the
was
one
surprised.
with Jessica Biel.
I haven't seen that one, but still, I can't believe over the original. The original is amazing.
I don't love the original.
That's fair.
I think the Leatherface. I think he's a little more. I wouldn't say he's a little more scarier because I feel like the remake one is like kind of OP in a sense. Like he's a little bigger and a little faster, but I think he's creepier, the original guy, because he's just and just like like
yeah, he's he's a weirdo.
Yeah, he looks better, and I would say the house is creepier. Like I was getting really bad vibes in the original compared to the remake, but as a whole, I would take the remake.
Okay, that's fair. That's a good hot take though. That's a good one.
Yeah, because I know a lot of people like the original. I mean, some people, if they hear this, they'll be like, "What'd you say?" And I live in Texas, so some people I know that live in Texas are like, I love it because it's in Texas, and I'm like, I mean, that's cool, but I thought the first half of that movie was pretty boring. So
I will give it. It has great cinematography. I will say that.
Yeah.
But I feel like with all the hype that came with me watching the movies, kind of like.
And I would say for both of them, the characters, characters in either one are not the best. I think both set of characters can be kind of annoying, but out of all of them, I would take Jessica Biel over anybody.
Fair point.
Okay. So I'll get into my first hot take. I'll start off with not very hot, but we'll get progressively hotter. So, in my opinion, Terrifier 2 is just as bad as Terrifier 1. I feel like Terrifier 2 was overhyped. Both, in my opinion, it's just torture porn, and it has cringy acting, terrible dialogue, and really bad pacing. And the second movie is almost 2.5 hours long. Did not need to be that long. I feel like it was way overhyped on TikTok with its like gore. I think it's a terrible movie. That's just my hot take.
As a fan, I can agree. Like I can't argue that one. It is shock value first.
Yeah.
And then here we come with the story. But
the one thing I can give it are the kills. The kills are creative enough, but it is a tough watch.
And Art the Clown is pretty creepy. I've only seen a little bit of the second one, and it was kind of crazy. But I saw the ending of the second one, and I thought it was ridiculous.
Yeah.
I was
With
like,
some magic
what is
sword.
this? Like, if you're gonna like it, it has to be guilty pleasure for you because, like, I mean, he's right. The acting is very. Even though I liked the girl in the second one, like,
Yeah.
Oh,
I like
really?
her. Now
I didn't like her
the
at all.
brother, and like some of the other characters,
Yeah,
terrible,
the friends and all.
terrible. But I haven't seen all of either one, so I can't really.
Okay, it's fair.
The first one definitely.
That's really not my thing either. That's
Yeah.
why I didn't go rewatch all the Saws because I think from the first one on, it's super just torture porn the whole time. But I rewatched the first one because I really do love it, and then I rewatched the newest one, and I like that as well. So.
Yeah, that's fair.
But I'd probably agree with you. What about you,
I
Khalil?
don't-
You have any?
I'm just on the sidelines here.
First hot take: the Evil Dead remake is better than the original.
That was
Yes,
that was
I-
mine.
that's on one of mine
That's
as
my
well.
second one, man.
That's on one of mine as well. I agree completely.
100% agree.
Now I've only seen the original and then the remakes. The one in 20. What was the one?
18.
Yeah, and then Evil Dead Rise. I think both of them are better than the original, but I have not seen Evil Dead 2 or the other one. So they could, apparently they are better. I think you were saying.
Yeah.
So
A
yeah,
lot of
but
people
I
love
agree. I agree.
I agree too. I thought the first one was obviously again iconic. It's I'm no all praise to Sam Raimi. He's one of the
Yeah.
best horror directors for sure.
Mhm.
And I like Sam Raimi as a director, but the remake is just so much more exciting. And there were some things about the original that was kind of cringe.
Yeah, and I also feel like the effects didn't age that well. Obviously it was low budget, so you can't expect amazing effects. I don't think it's aged too well, and it is a bit. I'm not a huge fan of camp. I don't mind stuff being a little campy, but like it's not my cup of tea really, and I felt like it was a bit too campy on that side. But yeah, it wasn't terrible. I just prefer the remakes.
Yeah, I 100% agree. That was my second one. So now I don't know. I don't have that many left. So y'all may just have to, keep going with
Yeah. Okay.
after I'm done.
All right, so for the first non-Halloween / horror themed hot take of the day, Shawshank Redemption is the most overrated movie of all time.
Ooh.
Of all time?
I'm not saying it's a bad movie. I'm saying it's the most overrated movie of all time.
The Dark Knight would like a word.
I can agree in a sense because before I just rewatched it, I said that I was like, this movie is good. It's great. I think I had it at a 4.5, but I was like, people are just this is not the best movie of all time, which I still don't think it is. But it is in my top 100 of all time now, and I have it at 5 stars, and it was much better on a rewatch. But I agree. Like I personally wouldn't have it in my top 10, top 20.
Again, I'm not saying it's a bad movie. It's still to me one of the top 50 best movies of all time. But is it number 1? Is it top 5? Is it top 10? I don't think so.
That's fair.
It's not a personal favorite. I like it.
Yeah, I like it. I haven't watched it in a while. Definitely need to rewatch. But I feel like nowadays I feel like it's almost overhated the same way it is overrated. There's just as many people saying that it's not that great of a movie as there is saying it's the best movie of all time. So I feel like it kind of goes both ways. But yeah, I get where you're coming from.
Yeah,
I definitely think you could have it top 50, top 100 for sure.
Yeah,
it's going to be there. It doesn't matter really where, but I think it's going to be there. But I don't even think it's the best Stephen King adaptation. I'd say The Shining is. But I'd have it second though. Second best.
fair enough.
But I somewhat agree with you. For sure.
Thank you. Really appreciate it. At least we're agreeing on something today, because I can't agree with any of your hot takes because I know nothing about what you guys are saying.
You're like, yeah, I agree with y'all. I mean, for sure. That's
if you want me to agree, I'll agree.
definitely.
we're doing a majority horror though, or everything.
I just did horror ones for this one, but you can go any way you want.
I did
I think-
2 horrors, and then Jalen said 1, so I didn't do full horror.
I think I should stick to full horror.
I'm gonna do that as
This is
well.
the
but
season.
you guys, you're free to do whatever you want.
Yeah, I'll
Yeah.
balance it out with a non-horror thing.
Remember,
I'll
you
take
have
it.
free
So
will.
mine is definitely a hot take, but this is just my personal what I think. I think Denis Villeneuve is the best director working today.
A lot
I
of people
don't-
can agree with that.
Yeah, I don't feel like that's like I wouldn't really disagree, like I highly disagree with it. I'd have a different director, but I feel like he has a big enough fan base that you'll have a decent amount of people
Well,
agreeing with that.
I feel like some people maybe who haven't seen, like maybe they've seen 1 or 2. Like
Yeah,
they
like
maybe
his
seen
most, like,
Prisoners
Blade
and Dune,
Runner.
and they're like, "You're insane." But it's like, for me, I rank every movie I've seen is a 5 stars except Enemy. I have it at a 4.5, but I still love that movie. And I think a lot of people would respect the take, but they wouldn't agree, because I know
Yeah.
people that would definitely say Nolan, or they would say Scorsese,
Yeah, I
or
said
David
Nolan.
Fincher's, or one of those guys. But for me, I think Denis Villeneuve is, and I think he's in his prime. Straight up, I mean, his last
Yeah.
movie was Dune, and every single movie that I've seen from him is a straight banger. And he's obviously my favorite director, so that's why I would have that opinion.
Yeah,
Yeah, I see him in that conversation. I don't know if I'd put him at first.
yeah,
But he is in that conversation, so I'm not gonna disagree, but I'm not gonna agree as well.
yeah. I'm the
In
same
the
as
middle.
Khalil. I'd have Nolan personally. I'm a Nolan fanboy, but
I mean, Nolan, I would have in second or third place.
Yeah.
I have Denis, Tarantino, Nolan, Scorsese,
valid.
and probably David Fincher.
Yeah,
there.
very valid there. Yeah.
Or actually, I would probably put Wes Anderson over David Fincher personally, just because I love Asteroid City and I love the shorts he just dropped. So, but The Killer could be a straight banger. So,
I'm a Fincher fan.
Okay, so I'll go with my next one. It's gonna annoy some of the. It doesn't really have that big of a cult following, I don't think, but I think that Skinamarink was the worst movie to come out last year. It is literally just shots of furniture with whispers in the background, and it's like I'd rather watch only MCU films for the rest of my life than watch that again. I'm not gonna lie. I think that Marmaduke is a better movie than that.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Dude,
I'm not sorry that I'm saying that. I don't care. Come at me if you want. Marmaduke is better than Skinamarink. You heard it here first.
I mean, Cinema Joe. I haven't seen Skinamarink, but Cinema Joe was like, it's like if you were just watching like dry paint, just
Literally, I don't get it.
drop.
Yeah.
Like I get it,
That I didn't know what I was like. I couldn't see anything. you didn't see like the corner of a wall. I'm like, what?
I don't get how it's supposed to like childhood fear of being alone. It's like
I watched
Some
that. I
people
watched.
say it's the scariest movie they've ever seen.
Yeah, I
There's
saw
like-
Cinema Joe had a video up saying, according to science, it's like in the top 10 scariest films. I was like, I watched that in the dark by myself in my room, and I was like, what am I doing with my life?
Seriously, I was like, should I just put it on and maybe just fall asleep to it? Because I feel like that's what I'm gonna do. And isn't it like an hour and 45 or
Yeah.
hour and 50?
yeah,
I was like, is something going to happen?
That's a movie that should be an hour. It should be a short film.
Yeah, exactly. I agree.
and it was a short film, but they made it to a feature length. Hey,
Apparently,
it made 16
made-
times as much.
yeah.
Like,
Yeah. I mean, it pulled a kind of like a Talk to Me or something, but even on a lower scale where it just got word of mouth, and everyone on TikTok, from you hated it, you loved it, to where you're just like, it's okay. Everybody was talking about it. But I just felt like that's for sure a movie that I will not like, because nothing's going on. And I don't find that scary. I mean,
no.
and I'm sorry, but I think you're a little goofy if you do think it's scary. Because, like,
Yeah, I was like,
How do
what, are
you-
you afraid of the?
you're afraid of your own
afraid of-
home? Like,
Yeah, are you afraid of your like furniture in the dark?
and they're like, well, when I was a kid, like, you know, I used to get scared and stuff. It's like, okay, cool, but like, it's still scaring you?
I get 38. Like I was
Hey,
a very scared
if anybody
Hospital.
listening liked it, that's great. I've
Yeah,
never seen
good
it,
for
so I
you.
can't really comment. But I don't know. It's something that's not on my radar to get to.
I'm probably gonna be the goofy guy you're talking about that's gonna get
Oh,
scared of that movie. I'm just not
Khalil,
used to watching a lot of horror movies, so I think the majority of them are gonna scare me.
Khalil, I don't think this is gonna be the one. I don't know. It is literally just silence, graininess, darkness, and then
Well,
a random loud noise, and
I'm
then
gonna ask Khalil, what's the scariest movie you've seen?
Scariest movie I've seen.
Like one that you don't want to revisit because it's scary.
No, but I think the scariest movie I've seen is a movie I've rewatched many times.
let me
It's
guess. I knew he was gonna say it.
The Shining?
Hereditary.
Which one?
Hereditary.
Oh,
Yes.
Hereditary.
Excuse
Yeah,
my
I agree.
Okay, that's yeah.
I
Now
think that's the scariest movie I've
if you're
ever
able to
seen, and I've
rewatch this,
seen it
you would not
5
get
times.
scared by this at all.
The last time I watched Hereditary, I went home and I was like, generally like, I might need to keep a light on, and like I was scared of walking through the dark in my room or in my house, like, and I've seen it 4 or 5 times and I love it, but it is scary.
You avoided corners just to make sure no one was up there.
Mm-hmm. Tony Collette just. Or no, when I got home, I heard.
Oh wow.
No, I'm kidding.
You're still here, so I'm guessing you're kidding if you're still here.
Yeah.
With us.
Charlie didn't get me.
I'm coming with a very hot take. Friday the 13th is a mid-tier horror movie.
That is a fact.
Like the original.
Yes.
Yeah, I agree.
I gave it a very generous
own
3.
series. And its own series that it's not even the top tier one in the series. And
No.
everybody always says the remake is better than the original, which I agree with that. But I feel like that's a popular hot take. If the
Yeah.
hot take is popular, is it even a hot take?
No, not really.
But I have a hot take. Part 7 is better than the original. Part 3 is better than the original.
What? I don't know.
I've only seen the original, so.
Oh,
I've seen the original, then I've seen the one in 2009. I've just seen those two.
if anybody can see this is my ranking.
Yeah, see, the one you have is the one.
What's the one do you have at number 1?
Yeah, is
The
it
remake.
Yeah, that's. I thought that was really good.
See, that's the one I saw on HBO Max, and
Yeah.
I was like, I think I would probably like that one, just the way it looked. It looked kind of like Texas Chainsaw Massacre remake, just the look of it. And I'm like, I think for movies like this, the modern take is going to be better.
Yes.
If it's executed well,
But we got the diehards that swear the original or nothing. Sometimes you can enjoy both, even, but in this case, no.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean,
I thought I liked some of because the first one is very like show don't tell, or it's more of suspense, like, and they're not showing you all of the kills and stuff.
Yeah.
And I respected it for that, but by the end of it, I was just like, it was okay, But it's again, you got to watch those movies kind of with the mindset of like these were iconic, these were probably crazy to the older generation when they were younger, because they'd never seen stuff like that. But we've seen so many now, and we're like, this is not as good as what I've seen, So I still gave it a generous 3, but it very well could have been like a 2, But I still enjoyed it, Just not great.
It's just boring.
Yeah, it's like Skinamarink.
All right, so speaking about sequels, reboots, and diehard fans, I'm going to say that Rogue One is the best Star Wars movie ever made.
I used to be like that, but I still don't disagree with it. I still don't disagree with it. Gareth Edwards did his thing with that one.
I haven't rewatched the older ones since I was like a child, so I can't comment on that. But I did love Rogue One, so I can count that was a really good film.
My favorite Star Wars movie is a hot take, but I think we should save that one. But Rogue One used to be my favorite one in high school. I binged the whole series. I'm like, yeah, Rogue One's that's the best one.
Mm-hmm.
So you're wrong, but I respect it.
Thank you.
I would have Rogue One at like 4 or 5 on my ranking. I think it's maybe the best looking Star Wars movie for sure. But I just watching Empire Strikes Back as a kid, like really young, just that being so impactful on me, and then rewatching it just recently on a big screen, I'm like, this is the best. Even my friend who kind of was like, I thought A New Hope was best, or Revenge of the Sith was like, no, this is the best. And I was like, yeah. But no, Rogue One is very good. So I respect it, but you're wrong.
To me, I just feel like it has the best structure as a movie. And as you said, it looks really good. But it's also not just looks, like the structure of the whole movie, the characters, their arcs throughout the movie. And it has Mads Mikkelsen, so
It definitely is up there. I'll try to
Definitely
find
up there. I mean, it's so much better than like The Last Jedi or like Rise of Skywalker.
Oh yeah, Jesus.
the
I'd have
sequels
it in my
don't
fifth
count.
spot.
Now, if you would have been on here saying Last Jedi is the best Star Wars movie, then we would have had some real issues. Because there are people that believe
I
that.
want these problems.
That's
Speaking
why
of-
I was like, I respect Rogue One being your top
Yeah.
than something like that. What are you gonna say, Jalen?
I was saying, like, with The Last Jedi, I watched the whole Star Wars series in May, and I'm like, The Last Jedi, it's not like terrible, but I don't see how it's like peak cinema like they say it is. Like, it's cool.
Like I find that way more disrespectful saying that's the best Star Wars movie ever than saying like Rogue One. You know, I would rather someone say Rogue One or like any of the prequels,
Yeah.
or even Force Awakens. I would disagree with you for sure, but Force Awakens would even because I think I have Force Awakens at the 5 or 6 spot, and I still really like it. But it's just kind of like a remake, kind of like A New Hope. It's structured just like A New Hope. It's just Kylo Ren and Rey.
But it also had a lot of potential. I think
Yeah.
it might have the most potential out of all the movies ever. Like if you had to rank movies on how much potential they had, I think The Force Awakens would be number one.
Definitely.
Yeah, I would say out of like starting with the beginnings of each trilogy, then for sure, yeah. But then it had the biggest downfall out of any of them. So
Damn.
what can you do? But yeah, I next take I have, which some of y'all will probably agree, except Khalil. Sorry, Khalil. I said The Boys is the best superhero content we are getting right now.
Fact.
You're not wrong.
Like
I'm
we get
gonna
it
agree.
Fact.
outside of like Guardians of the Galaxy and the Batman, which those are even
I'd argue.
separate
I'd
in their
argue-
own franchises. You know, because last James Gunn movie and then Matt Reeves, that's totally different or totally separate from DCU. Besides those, The Boys is the best.
I'd argue that The Boys is even like better than the Guardians like franchise and the Batman film as well.
Why
I would
can't two
agree.
goats exist? Coexist, two goats. Come on. If I had to choose, I couldn't. I don't know.
Yeah.
If I had to choose, I would still pick The Boys because I still have the Nolan trilogy when it comes to Batman.
Yeah.
And then Guardians, I love Guardians. I love Guardians so much. I especially love Guardians 3. But I don't need it, you know?
Yeah. I
The
need
Boys is like peak superhero content.
Yes.
You know what I mean? But, you know, yeah, that's a show with 3 seasons compared to
That
one.
is yes, that's
So it's still very different. But no, I mean, that's my hot take. I think The Boys is on a different level when it comes to comic book content right now. And Invincible. I would kind of pair Invincible
Yeah.
and The Boys
Yes.
together. This Amazon's got it going over there.
They really do.
100%. Netflix isn't doing too well at the minute. It's annoying me because they've started implementing the thing, you know, if the TV isn't in your household, where it says, "Oh, you're not a part of this." It's like I have like a family plan with like that's shared between my family, so there's like you can have like 5 devices on it. But since I'm staying in like accommodation away from home, it says like I can't watch it on on mine because it's not a part of my home Wi-Fi. It's like you scabby bastard.
Yeah, it's so dumb. It's like you're making so much money already.
Yeah, I know.
Let's just take more money from the middle class people.
But I think that's gonna make them less money.
Yeah, because people start leaving.
Yeah, because a lot of people are like, I don't need that. You know,
Yeah.
like
Exactly.
I mean, Netflix, I would say out of all of them has been slacking. I mean, there's always shows and movies you can find on there. But when it comes to other ones, like I would choose Prime, HBO Max.
HBO Max definitely.
Those two in particular over Netflix, Hulu, Disney Plus, any of them.
Yeah.
You know? I mean, you only really need Disney Plus for something like Ahsoka or a Loki, and then you can get rid of it. Because how many times are you sitting down watching Disney movies and you know? Well, I mean, I'm not saying like I'm just saying like all the time. Like, okay, then it's good for you. I mean, if that's something you watch a lot, then of course you would want to have Disney Plus. But for me, I would say Prime and HBO Max has the best stuff right now.
Okay, so for my next hot take, I'm gonna go to Ty West, and I believe that I enjoyed X more than Pearl. I feel like Pearl is kind of carried by Mia Goth's performance. I think X just focuses on being a classic and just a brilliant slasher film that keeps you on your toes and constantly guessing as to what's going to happen next. And I think Pearl's definitely unsettling. And then obviously Mia Goth has an amazing acting performance. I can't believe she didn't get nominated for an Oscar. That was disgraceful. But I feel like it's just like it's a character study, but I don't think Ty West that's his strong point. I feel like when he goes to the slasher subgenre, that's where he's at his best. And I believe X is much better. I know a lot of people think that Pearl is very good, but I have X at like a 4 or 4.5 and Pearl at a 3 stars. So yeah.
I like Pearl a lot, but it's really not a horror movie until like the last 10 minutes.
Yeah, exactly.
Very dramatic. So it's like, I understand why you say that. And also like with X is like for the first half, it's setting everything up. Then it gets into all the kills and everything. But I feel like it's either or. But X is definitely better for horror.
Yeah, I agree. I definitely think X is more entertaining, and it's paying more homage to its predecessors. You know, like it's the past movies. And speaking of that, I would take X over the original Chainsaw Massacre, the original Friday the 13th. I just think for me, I like someone like Ty West remaking. Like it looks and feels like an old-fashioned slasher, but it's now. And I think with the acting and just kind of the feel of it and stuff, I prefer that more because I like horror, but I'm not like a diehard of all the history of horror because it's just not me. I'm not a horror head, but I agree. Like I like X more than Pearl. I think from maybe a technical standpoint, like storytelling and acting, you would say Pearl. I think that's why more people would gravitate towards it. But X is just that was a fun time. Like coming out of X compared to coming out of Pearl is just very uncomfortable and unsettling. And I knew that it was really good and I liked it. But X was just like, holy shit. Like that was a ton of fun, you know?
Yeah. I wish I saw that in theaters.
Ready for Maxine.
Yes.
Yeah.
Y'all are gonna like this one. I'm not a fan of It Follows.
That's I liked it, but like I know it has a bit of hype on TikTok and social media like that. Like people are giving it like close to 5 stars, 4.5. I gave it a 3.5. I thought it was. Oh, you're one of those.
Okay, so before I just rewatched it, I remember watching that. I guess like in middle school. I watched it like on my computer, and I was like, "This movie is so dumb." Like I don't think I've ever watched anything dumber in the horror genre. And then I knew so many people that were like, dude, it's so good. Like, I love it. And then when they would talk about it and they would kind of explain it more, I was like, okay, I guess I need to give it a rewatch. And then I just rewatched it. And I think a lot of it is Micah Monroe. I'm a huge Micah Monroe fan, but I did really like it, and it was much much better for me on a rewatch. So again, y'all are saying some opinions that I had maybe a couple years ago, a couple months ago, but I've rewatched some things and then I've changed my view on it. So I could totally see why you don't like it for sure.
Yeah.
And I would not give it a 5 stars. Like I think I gave it a light 4.5. So kind of in between a 4, 4.5.
Yeah, but people swear like, oh, this is. I mean, everybody can have their own opinion, of course. Like, I'm not
Yeah.
saying nothing, but like, if you tell me this is one of the best modern horror movies ever, I'm gonna be expecting something crazy, you know?
Yeah.
No, but I found it kind of boring. I got it 2 stars. In my review, this was like I said, like this is one of the most disappointing watches I've had. And I was like, I don't know. Cinematography was good. Really like the camera shot. It's like, when she was sitting down in a wheelchair. And
Yeah.
that was pretty cool. Stuff like that was cool. It just didn't hit for me. And I found the STD thing, being the monster, logically didn't fully work. I don't think.
Yeah, that part's it's a bit weird. It's an interesting choice to say the least.
Yeah.
Can't say it's not original though.
You got to give it. I can even if I don't like a movie, I can always give it props and appreciate aspects of it, but still not be a fan of it.
Yeah.
I can't clap it up on that end.
Yeah, I definitely don't think it's a rewatchable one for me, but I liked it a lot more on a rewatch. So, have you only seen it once?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Same.
Then I would say for both of y'all, maybe take some time. But I mean, I watched it when I was younger, and I didn't really care about horror. So now I do care more, so I liked it more. But who knows? You never know when a movie will be better on a rewatch.
That is
But
true.
I could totally see why you would say that.
All right. So I might get killed for this one, but I'm gonna say that The Dark Knight Rises is a more enjoyable movie than The Dark Knight.
Agreed.
Whoa!
Agreed. I agree.
Thank you.
I actually do.
I can see that because growing up, Dark Knight Rises was my favorite for a while. But Dark Knight, I would say they're both for me. They're both enjoyable. It's kind of hard to say.
I'm not saying The Dark Knight is not enjoyable. I'm just saying The Dark Knight Rises is more enjoyable. And again, I'm not saying one is better than the other.
Yeah.
Better movie. I'm talking about the more enjoyable movie.
Yeah, I think that The Dark Knight Rises has more plot holes and has a bit.
Ooh.
You awoke him. You awoke Batman.
Act like I'm not even here.
You need to speak like this. Because you're Batman.
Where is he?
I actually have a Batman
Rachel.
home in Lebanon. I don't have it with me right
That
now.
was crazy. Where did Batman come from?
No, I can totally see that. I think for sure some people wouldn't agree. But if we want to talk about least enjoyable for the Dark Knight Rises or Dark Knight trilogy, it's Batman Begins.
Yeah.
I think it's the slowest. I mean,
I'm a Begins fan.
I'm a Begins fan too.
Begins. I love Begins too, but I'm talking about like he's saying more enjoyable. Like Batman Begins is easily slower than either one of those because it's an origin movie, which is fine. That's totally fine. But if we're talking about sitting down, I want to have more fun with, Batman Begins is easily last.
I can get that. But I got Batman Begins
because Batman Begins doesn't get super fun until the end, like last 30 minutes. But I still love, like, we're talking about a trilogy that's iconic. I have all 3 of them at 5 stars. But like he's saying, easier, enjoyable to watch. I could totally see saying Dark Knight Rises over Dark Knight, even though now I would still say, I don't know. I would say they're both tied for me. I love both. I love Bane. I love Anne Hathaway in that. It's super good. But Dark Knight just for me is number 1. Period. Number 1 comic book movie, which is a hot take.
Just because there's a lot more going on, and maybe that's why there's more plot holes in that film and Dark Knight Rises. But I feel like there's more. So we get to see Bane, we get to see Talia al Ghul, we get to see Anne Hathaway. Like there's a lot of different pieces moving together, and I think that's why I enjoy it more than The Dark Knight. but it's also why it has more plot holes, because it tries to balance a lot of things together and maybe fails at bringing balance to all of those. And also, like, following up The Dark Knight and Heath Ledger was going to be
Yeah,
a big challenge.
Yeah.
And if we take that into consideration, I feel like The Dark Knight Rises did an amazing job.
I agree.
Not mad at that one.
Nope. So I only have one more. I didn't have any more wrote down, but I guess I will say one more.
Yeah.
Going back to horror, I've watched a couple lately. A lot of movies I watched this year that are horror that I hadn't seen, or this month, I mean, I've really liked. Most of them I've given a 4-star. A couple of them I did not. One of them being, I still gave it a positive rating, but I think it is very overrated, and that is The Blair Witch Project.
I haven't seen it, but I already know what your viewpoints are going to be, because that's the reason why I haven't watched the movie yet. And
I went into it thinking, scary, one of the scariest movies ever, like you were saying with It Follows. And I'm watching it, and the sense and the feel of it, the thought of it is scary. Like if you're in the woods and there's only 2 other people and you start hearing things and some weird things start happening, that is scary. Like the atmosphere of it is frightening. But then when it ends, I'm just like, this was so anticlimactic, and they don't show us anything. We didn't even get a little glimpse. So I was like, this is definitely overrated. But again, when it first came out, not a lot of found footage movies were coming out. You see it in the theaters, the sound quality, everything happening. It could be a different viewing, But watching it at home, however many years later it came out, I've seen so much horror at this point. I've seen better found footage movies than Blair Witch. So I definitely think it's overrated. But there are people that still have it at 5 stars, 4.5. And then just recently I watched As Above, So Below. And some of the people that love Blair Witch don't like that movie because they're like, it's kind of boring, or like they're not showing anything. And so I was like, "Are you insane?" Like,
I really enjoyed that.
They were showing us stuff, some creepy, weird stuff. And I liked it because it was more like even if it didn't execute as well as it thought it was still like an insane experience. Yeah. And I found that a little scarier and a little more intense than Blair Witch Project.
I agree.
That's a hot take in itself.
I still gotta watch that.
So many people love it, because I asked my coworker what's the scariest movie you ever seen. He said As Above, So Below. So I was like, really? And I wouldn't say it's one of the scariest movies I've ever seen, but I could see like you're with your friends and it's at night when it first came out, or if I watched it in middle school, that shit would have been scary.
Yeah, I feel like for the likes of the Blair Witch, if you saw it at the time when it came out, because I'm pretty sure they did like a marketing campaign beforehand to make it seem like it was a real thing that happened, and they made it seem like the actors were still missing. I feel like the whole aura about it and the mystery element, that would have been more freaky. But yeah, I don't think it aged that well. Now I've watched the original and I've watched the remake, but it's been a long time since I've watched both, and I can't really remember or differentiate the two. I can't remember if the remake was any better. It might have been. I'm not too sure, but yeah, I agree with what you're saying. I liked As Above, So Below too. I thought definitely it was a lot more scary than the Blair Witch Project.
Mm-hmm. And I think that adds to, because it's kind of like going into caves and stuff like that.
Yeah,
like that kind of like The Descent.
That's scary as fuck.
That's scary. So it kind of had that feeling and stuff, and I don't know. I mean, I could see why someone wouldn't like As Above, So Below, but same thing with Blair Witch. It was just like, I thought there would be more to this, but
yeah. I'll go into my next one. I'll probably keep this as my last one too. I think that 2020's Host by I'm blanking on his. Sorry.
My Shutter, the Shutter movie host.
Yeah. I forget the director. I'm blanking on his name. But I think The Host is a rip-off of Unfriended that came out in 2014. So Host is the one that came out during the pandemic, and it's like the kind of found footage, but it's on like FaceTime, and it's a horror film. and especially one of the scariest movies that people have watched because the jump scares are like crazy. Now I'll agree, the final jump scare almost gave me a heart attack, but I still think that Unfriended is better. It came out 6 years beforehand in 2014. I think it's a better movie, and I also think it's overall a bit scarier. And I feel like people completely forgot about the fact that that existed. I know House has a decent bit of hype around it because also, according to science, it's one of the scariest films that people have seen. Like that, we're wearing heart monitors, and their heart rate was like the highest. But people should give Unfriended a bit more respect. That came out in 2014 as well.
I've never seen either, so.
When I watched Unfriended in like 6th, 7th grade, I was like, man, this is kind of slow. So I skipped to the end to see what would happen at the end. I was like, maybe I should watch the whole movie.
Yeah.
But I don't think I did because I was watching with my dad. My dad's like, man, turn this off. I'll give it a chance though, because I generally don't remember what happened in that movie.
House is directed by Rob Savage. That's who that is.
I just heard someone talk about that recently, so that's why I was like, and I put it on my watch list. But
we'll it's still a good movie. But
yeah, because I've never seen a movie like that. Because you could say it's kind of like found footage, like, but it's through like camera.
Yeah.
Camera stuff. The only thing closest to that I've seen is Missing and and Searching.
That's why I said about Unfriended, because obviously it came out a good few years beforehand. I feel like people love House because of that original aspect of it being like a horror, but on like FaceTime. So I was like, I'll give it a bit more respect, let people know about it.
And when it comes to, I just want to say this real quickly, not a hot take, but bringing up Missing, a lot of people who saw Missing hadn't seen Searching, and they're like, I love Missing, and I'm like, Searching is way better.
It is, in my opinion, but they both
good. The ending twist, way better. Because when I watched Missing, I really liked Missing, and it was obviously a little more different, but I predicted the ending for that. So that's why I didn't give it such a high rating. And in the back of my mind, I was just like, Searching is better the whole time I was watching it. So, but for my sister who had never seen Searching, she was really into Missing.
Yeah,
so
both are very good.
I think if you hadn't seen Searching and you go into Missing, then you're going to be like, oh, this is really good. But Searching, so much better.
Okay.
Great. But I have hot takes on hot takes on hot takes. This is the last one, right?
Yeah, we probably should. Yeah.
Okay, so I'm gonna hit them with this one. The 1998 gets 2 thumbs down for me. I'm not a fan. My whole entire life, family hyped it up. They're like, "This was the scariest movie I watched as a kid." Then I watched it like, come on now, guys. Like, I don't know. I'm different. I've been watching horror movies since I was like 7. But I was scared, but like I still liked it. And then watching it, my dad literally told me I was too young to watch it, but not too young for Candyman, Child's Play, Friday the 13th. He's like, nah. But also, I think it was because I couldn't find it anywhere. It's like 2012 when I was trying to watch it. Where you only find it at. But I watched it my freshman year. I'm like, my whole life this was hyped up. People said the remake is not touching this. Come on now. The remake is miles ahead of it, in my opinion.
The remake is better and scarier.
Yes.
But Tim Curry is great.
Yes.
Outside of Tim Curry, it's pretty mid.
Yes. And I get it was like a TV series, but like when you watch it, they show you the whole thing. And it's 192 minutes. What is that? That's over 3 hours. 3 hours, 10 minutes, right?
I didn't even realize that. What the hell?
And I watched that all in one sitting, like, why am I here? But they should have released it as episodic if that was the case. The original format. Maybe I would have liked it more then, but I don't know.
All right. So for my last hot take, I'm also going to talk about a movie that I find really overrated. So it's going to be my second most overrated movie of all time, Forrest Gump. I do not get the hype or the love that this movie gets and has. To me, this is one of the worst movies to ever be, not the worst movies ever made, just one of the worst movies that made it to the limelight, let's say.
I wouldn't say it's that bad now, but I wouldn't have it like very highly rated. I have it a 4 out of 5 stars. I think it's a pretty good movie.
4 out of 5 stars is too much.
Dang.
I have it at a 5.
Ah,
but that's going off past watches. I haven't revisited it in a couple years, probably since high school. So I think if I rewatch it, maybe I'll see a couple issues, but I would only see it going down to a 4.5 because I could see myself saying it's not a perfect movie. But that's just a movie that I grew up quoting a lot. That was one of my dad's favorite movies. My brother liked it a lot. My whole family would just talk about it. I was a Tom Hanks guy growing up, and I still quote it. I mean, my coworkers quote it. It's just it's
yeah.
one of those movies, and it's ingrained in pop culture. So I could see saying it's overrated, but I like it a lot. But I think I think a lot of people
I would
think it's
agree.
overrated. So I don't
Yeah.
really have much to say. I'm not gonna argue it because
Mhm.
it's not in my top 100 like favorite movies, but I still really like it a lot.
I feel like it's a very pretentious movie.
Mm.
Like,
Oh, wait, I don't really.
I feel like the movie knows, or actually thinks that it's very
Right.
good, and
Okay.
I don't know how to explain that. Like, I don't know.
Yeah.
At the same time, though, so it won the same year that it was nominated with Pulp Fiction and Shawshank.
Exactly.
So do you think either one of those should have won over?
Yes, for sure.
I would say Pulp Fiction should win over
Yeah, I'd
all
agree.
three of them.
agree.
But for Oscars, it's like, how did they not pick Shawshank over?
The Oscars are a
Tom
joke
Hanks.
anyways.
It's Tom Hanks.
Yeah, it was Tom Hanks and at that time Robert Zemeckis just
Yes.
love fest. So
Look,
so
I need to
yeah,
re-
I could definitely see why you would say it's overrated. Just because I like it a lot doesn't mean that it's not overrated.
Again, I'm not saying it's a bad movie. It's just the worst movie to ever get this much hype
Critical.
and love.
Okay, that's fair. That's fair.
You see,
If that
I need to
makes
rewatch it. I watched it over
Yeah.
COVID.
Yeah, I've
with
been
one of my-
wanting to rewatch it. I have it on Steelbook 4K. I'll rewatch it one day and then text Khalil. This movie's fire. What are you talking about?
All right, so since we're done with the hot takes, do you want to go into the comic book draft?
Let's do
Yeah.
it.
So I'm just gonna get us kicked off. You already know. I'm going Dark Knight.
Yeah, I predicted that. I'm not mad at it.
I
All
was
right.
like, if I get crowned number one, that's easily what I'm going with.
I'm gonna pick my favorite Marvel film and comic book movie. I'm gonna go with Logan.
Logan.
Ugh,
Did
ugh.
I take your pick, KB?
Yes.
Sorry, not sorry.
No.
Logan is a banger.
It is.
Mm-hmm.
That's
Better
one
than The
that
Dark
upon
Knight.
rewatch, I had it like top 10, top 15 favorite comic book movies, and then rewatching it recently because I saw it once when it came out in theaters. Rewatching it, I was like, "This is top 5 best comic book movie ever for sure."
Yeah.
Gotta go with Kick Ass. I love that movie.
Nice.
Respect that. That's not even on my list, but
I knew what y'all were gonna pick, so I had to move around.
yeah.
Yeah.
I knew
All right.
Logan was definitely taken. And Dark
Yeah.
Knight.
I get 2 picks back to back. I'm going with Across the Spider-Verse
Fuck.
and Guardians 3 for the second one. New releases.
Oh, why? No, I know why I wanted to get down 2 picks in a row. They would have been my next ones too, but fuck it.
Are we going reverse, right?
Yeah.
Okay, my next pick, Kingsman: The Secret Service.
Oh no!
Nice pick.
That was on my
Nice.
list
Nice
too.
pick.
That was on my list too.
I had it.
These are taking all the good ones.
I didn't know that was a comic book movie.
Yeah, I actually, when I was looking at making my list, I saw that there, and I was like, I have that at a 4.5 out of 5 in Letterboxd. That's going right up there.
Mhm.
I will go with. I'm gonna go with Avengers: Infinity War. I'll take that one.
Yeah.
Near the top of the MCU for me, but yeah,
Didn't put it on my list because
Nice.
I knew I wasn't gonna get it, so I didn't even write it down.
Fair.
So I'm trying to get mine up, but I can't find it. So second pick, I'm going with Sam Raimi's Spider-Man.
Yes.
Mhm.
On my list too.
And what did you picked Across the Spider-Verse or Into the
Yes, Across the Spider-Verse.
Across the Spider-Verse?
What was the other choice?
He
Khalil,
got
what was it?
Guardians. Are you talking about me?
Oh, me?
I was like, Khalil. Yeah, what's the other one you picked?
Guardians 3.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I shouldn't even wrote that on my list, to be honest.
All right, one. Okay, I'm gonna go with. I'll go with Into the Spider-Verse.
Mhm,
Okay,
mhm.
that's fair.
So 2 Spider-Man picks.
Yeah, I wanted to pick another Batman movie, but
Mm.
I felt like I should get an animated one on there too
Mhm.
to kind of. And
Balance
some
it.
people, that's a hot take, picking Spider-Man 1 over some other Spider-Man movies.
I disagree. I actually.
Yeah, dude. Dark Knight and Spider-Man, Sam Raimi's original, are my favorite comic movies. So.
Very valid. Okay, I'm very happy this one is still here. I am gonna go with X-Men: Days of the Future Past, my favorite X-Men film after Logan.
Did you see it?
Hey, you can't have them all. You can't have them all.
I'm next up.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay. Sticking with the X-Men theme. X-Men First Class.
Yes, that's on my list too.
And if you notice, I picked 3 Matthew Vaughn movies first.
Oh, Matthew Vaughn.
He needs to be in the conversation of the GOAT of
Fact.
comic book directors.
He's an underrated director.
So you're excited for Argyle, huh?
I didn't
I'm
even
pretty
watch the
hyped.
trailer. I want to go in blind.
That's a good
I wanna
thing.
be blown away.
If I had to tell you though, like the vibes it's giving off like Kingsman / Bullet Train.
I'm a Bullet Train fan. That's
So
perfect.
am I.
I like Bullet Train.
I love it.
Same.
Got way too much hate.
Yeah.
Off topic, did y'all know it was based on a book?
Really?
Not a comic book, just a book.
No, I didn't know that.
Yeah, I'd imagine it'd be based on a comic book and not a book. But all right, so my next 2 picks. First one, I love Edgar Wright, so I'm gonna have to pick. Okay, that's a tongue twister for me for some reason, so I'm gonna say it slowly. Scott Pilgrim versus the World.
Nice.
I've been meaning to revisit that because that's
Yeah,
anime.
same. I've watched that in ages.
I've been
I
trying
love
to
that
get
movie
my
so much.
girlfriend to watch it with me as an excuse. She's not going.
All right, and my next pick, I'm also gonna get another animated movie on my list, Akira.
I've not seen.
Unpopular opinion. I'm not a fan. I'm sorry.
You said Akira?
Yes.
Okay. I've never seen it, so
Yeah, nearby.
I need to watch it though.
It's on my watch list.
Okay. I don't know how many will agree with me, but I agree with myself. Deadpool.
Yes.
I love Deadpool.
Very. I love Deadpool too. I will go with Thor Ragnarok.
Mm.
Come on.
Mhm.
Stop it.
I'm sorry, KB.
I need my picks. Stop stealing them.
Yeah, I got to start
All
with
right. My last 2 picks. I'm going to go with my 4th pick. I'm going to go with Iron Man.
Mm.
Okay.
And with my 5th pick, I'm going to go The Incredibles.
Ooh, yeah.
Wait, comic book though. What are you doing? Is the superhero in general?
Yeah, I mean it's a superhero movie. I don't think we're really limiting it to
No, I'm not that.
comic.
No, I
wish
didn't
I
check that. All
knew.
mine were.
I wish I knew.
I mean, there's definitely ones that I would pick over The Incredibles and Iron Man, but then I would be stacking up the same character
Hmm.
because I could have just went straight Spider-Man and Batman if I wanted, but
Yeah.
I switched it up a little bit.
Okay, is it back to me?
Yeah.
Yes.
Last pick. Let's make it a good one. I'm gonna go. This might be unpopular. I'm gonna go with Spider-Man 3. That's in my one of my favorite Spider-Man films. I don't care. Bully Maguire is the goat.
Dude, I almost thought about choosing that as like, because I mean, I love that movie too.
I love it so much.
If we're talking about the best, though, I wouldn't have chosen. Like, I was picking like really good ones, but I love that movie.
Yeah.
Well, since Guardians of the Galaxy 3 got taken, I'll just go with the first Guardians.
Yeah. Very
Fair
good.
enough.
Nice.
Fair enough. And for my last pick, I'm gonna pick Ant-Man Quantumania. I'm just joking. I'm joking. My last pick is gonna be the Batman. I wanted to get
Yes.
a Batman movie on here.
Mhm.
I wanted to pick The Dark Knight Rises, but we talked about it before, so I thought I'd just pick the Batman and
Fair.
change it a bit.
You'll get a
I'm
good few votes with the
This
Batman
long.
too, though.
Hopefully.
I 100% like. I would have chose that. Like, it would have already been gone. But I was like,
Yeah.
if I hadn't got the Dark Knight, I would have went the Batman. But I had already went the Dark Knight, so I was like, I'll let someone else get another Batman movie on their list.
I didn't expect it to last
this
that
one on
long.
today.
Yeah, this is a very competitive round, though. We all have really good picks.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I
But
think
it's
the
up
pool
to the
is just
audience.
big enough for all of us to get a good
Yeah, 100%.
list.
Should we all go through our picks again, like summarizing them?
Yeah,
Yeah.
sure.
Caleb, do you want to start first since you were starting?
So with my first pick, I went Christopher Nolan's The Dark Knight. With my second pick, I went with Sam Raimi's Spider-Man. With my third pick, I went Into the Spider-Verse. With my fourth pick, I went Jon Favreau's Iron Man. And with my fifth pick, I went Brad Bird's The Incredibles.
Very good. Very good draft. I'll go next. So my first pick was Logan. Second pick was Avengers Infinity War. Third pick was X-Men Days of the Future Past. Fourth round, I took Thor Ragnarok. And for my final pick, I got Spider-Man 3.
Okay, me, Kick-Ass, Kingsman: The Secret Service, X-Men: First Class, Deadpool, and Guardians of the Galaxy 1.
And for me, I got Across the Spider-Verse, Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3, Scott Pilgrim vs. the World, Akira, and The Batman. Honestly, if I had to vote for anyone other than me, all due respect to all of you guys, but I think I would pick Sean's list.
Thanks very much.
Because he basically stole all my picks.
To be
Yeah,
honest,
he has a very good list.
Mm-hmm.
I'll pick you, Khalil, to be honest.
Really?
I would probably I'd probably go with Sean too.
I'd probably go with Caleb's one.
We just everywhere.
Yeah, I just
Round.
yeah. I mean, I really like mine. I mean, Into the Spider-Verse at 3, even Iron Man being at 4. I was like, what?
Yeah, there's so many different movies you can pick in this. I feel like there is a big range that so we can all get like top tier movies.
If we were drafting like 10 each, then it would have got really interesting at the
Yeah.
bottom. Like
Yeah.
I would have been pulling out like Blade or like freaking Unbreakable from M. Night Shyamalan or something
And
crazy.
yeah,
That was
I'll tell
actually
you,
on the list.
on my list
Unbreakable?
as well was the Suicide Squad 2. James Gunn's The Suicide Squad.
Mhm. Yeah.
I can go too.
Yeah, I have that high up there too.
Mm-hmm. I like Birds of Prey as well. From that.
Really?
I'm a fan of that is too.
I'm not a fan of that film at all.
I'm kind of in the middle. I think I have it at a 3 out of 5. I
Yeah,
enjoyed it.
I think I had a 2.5 out of 5.
It's not terrible.
Yeah, that ain't that bad.
To me, it's better than Suicide Squad.
The
Definitely.
original.
Not the Suicide Squad. Yeah, the original.
Yeah, that's
Oh
fair.
yeah. Well,
That's fair.
I could see being.
I'd
better.
I'd rather watch
Suicide
the
Squad.
yeah.
I like Will Smith and Margot Robbie.
Yeah.
Or well, Margot Robbie's in both, but
hmm
yeah, I don't know.
I like Margot Robbie and Mary Elizabeth Winstead.
Mm-hmm.
That's her name.
Yeah.
She's in Scott Pilgrim too.
Yeah, exactly.
Ramona.
Mona.
You might have my favorite pick though with Scott Pilgrim, pulling that
Mhm.
out. I didn't even think of Scott Pilgrim. I don't really think of it as a comic book movie, but it is.
Because we said comic book and not superhero, so the first movie that popped into my head was that one.
Yeah, I kind of just grouped those together. I'm not like someone that's
Yeah.
oh,
I-
like pulling out the Incredibles and Jalen saying I didn't know. I wasn't like making it specific towards
Yeah.
comic book. You know.
I wouldn't have known anyways. Really, I'm not that like I wouldn't have known if something was a comic
Mhm.
book or not. So
Yeah, I didn't know Kingsman was. You know, Old Boy is a comic book movie.
Yes,
I found that out. Right? I'm like,
it was
oh,
actually on my list.
See, I would have chose that but I was just going with.
the top.
I'm talking about like superhero movies.
Yeah.
That's why I'm more superhero than comic book for this draft.
yeah,
Because Old Boy, I mean,
hmm
if I was doing like top 20 thrillers or we were doing thriller draft,
foreign
Boy's on
films
there
as
for
well.
We'll keep that for next time then.
Yeah.
Mhm.
All right, guys. That's it for today. Thank you all for watching us and joining us. Again, I'm KB with Caleb, Jalen, and Sean. You can find our socials on the screen and in the description down below. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and we'll see you next week. Happy Halloween, everyone.
happy spooky season, everybody.
Mhm.